Hello, all you beautiful people out there, and welcome. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you enjoy it. For my fans and subscribers, welcome back. I really do appreciate you. You know you are the lifeblood of this channel. Today's topic is the origins of Satan and the cosmic struggle. This is actually the conclusion. I do want to note something before going on. If you look carefully, there is a star in the center of the forehead of the quote-unquote demon. That is the Wiccan star. The satanic star is flipped. So the Wiccan star has two legs on the bottom. That is the Wiccan star. The satanic star is flipped. It's exactly the reverse. In other words, the satanic star has one leg on the bottom. So please note they are two different symbols. Originally, this portrayal of the cosmic struggle between good and evil came from Jewish apocalyptic sources and was fleshed out more by sects like the Essenes. This revised monotheism divided society between the sons of light and the sons of darkness that trickled down to Jesus' followers. Mark's author sees Jesus' story as a conflict between God and Satan, which is portrayed in Jesus' encounter with evil spirits and evil people. However, each gospel draws this apocalyptic scenario just in different ways. As this movement attracted more Gentiles, we see this kind of language used against other enemies, even dissident Christians, labeled as heretics. Paul called these heretics, quote, servants of Satan, end quote. Later, other enemies were on the receiving end of such language. This meant that Christian tradition over time accumulated enemies, aiming such language against Roman persecutors and heretics because they already took for granted the hostility of the Jewish majority. Justin really did not like the Jews, as can be seen in his polemic language that he drew from Matthew's rant against the Pharisees, as well as often repeating, quote, crucified by the Jews, end quote. By the way, and I've said this before, but it bears repeating, the Jews did not crucify Jesus. They had their own form of execution, which was stoning. It was the Romans that crucified Jesus, and no, Pilate did not give in because he was afraid of the Jews. I mean, come on, think about it. We have a Roman person in authority that can basically do whatever the heck he wants. I mean, let's face it, you know, he doesn't really care what the Jews think. And he's not going to just crucify someone because the Jews wants that dude crucified. Origen occupied himself mainly with Roman persecutors and heretics, and he even credits Jewish teachers with teaching him about the language. Yet even he developed the views expressed by Matthew, condemning the Jews for rejecting the Messiah. Both Justin and Origen expressed attitudes that are common to this very day because they are rooted in the New Testament. Christians have always used polemic language against those they don't like. For example, Martin Luther, head of the Protestant Reformation, highly criticized those who remained faithful to the Catholic Church, all Protestants who were not Lutheran, Jews, and many others. For Christians, their faith that Jesus conquered Satan assures them that their struggles are not in vain and they cannot lose the war. Martyrs are assured even greater glory, according to their beliefs. Christians like Augustine argue that Satan and evil do not exist. In this, philosophical Christians don't deviate from monotheism, yet even Augustine spoke of Satan in sermons, acknowledging that Christians struggle against evil. I have no idea how that works. For Christians, even to the present time, Satan is invoked as an explanation for opposition and persecution, and many identify even non-Christians and Christians they don't agree with as agents of Satan. Paul held to the belief that Satan was God's agent, and his purpose was not to corrupt believers, but to test them, at one point even suggesting that the Corinthians deliver one of their own over to Satan so that the believer will repent. 1 Corinthians 5:5. This is not to say that all Christians have demonized their opponents. For example, Saint Francis of Assisi believed that he was on God's side without demonizing those that either he disagreed with or who disagreed with him. They opposed policies they thought were evil, not people. For the most part, Christians have always taught that their enemies are beyond redemption, whether these quote-unquote enemies are non-Christians or just Christians who believe differently than they do. Now, this kind of makes sense when you think about it in light of Jesus, their Messiah figure, because Jesus says, if you're not for me, you're against me. So in this sense, this polarization, kind of makes sense. So we kind of see Satan as the way Jews think of him, as the opposer, not a supernatural bad guy. This supernatural bad guy idea actually did not enter into Judaism until Zoroastrianism was introduced. But even Jews today don't really think of Satan as some supernatural bad guy, because the Jews don't believe that God has an equal. So Satan is not his equal counterpart. He's just a creation of God. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. All social media links are in the description. Please consider becoming a channel member. It will help to improve this channel. That link is also in the description. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, stay safe and goodbye.